Welcome to NKTelco Sports. We are here at Fort Loramie High School for boys varsity basketball action, where the Botkins Trojans take on the Fort Loramie Redskins. Tonight's game is sponsored by Minster Bank, Schwederman Pharmacies, Keyhole Pizza, New Knoxville Supply, Minster Dental Care, Hometown Opportunity, Francis Furniture, Wilson Health, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, NKTelco, NKT.TV, PolarStore.com, Wagner's IGA, Cargill, Grand Lake Health, Clope Building Products, Moran's Refrigeration, and First National Bank. We are here at Fort Loramie High School for this Friday night Shelby County Athletic League contest between the 3-6 Botkins Trojans and the 3-3 Fort Loramie Redskins. I am Brandon Coverman. Along here, Ron Caruso, who I'll bring on here momentarily. Both these teams have had interesting seasons here. Both contrast a little bit in style. Botkins under first-year head coach Sean Powell, 3-6, looking for their second league win. Loramie sitting at 3-3, looking for their second league win as well. And it should be a very good game tonight, Ron. Yeah,
Botkins lost their first 5 games, and they have now won 3 of their last 4 games. The Trojans beat New Knoxville in their last game 75-40. They are led by senior Spencer Euchre, averaging 11.8 points a game. And for Fort Loramie, they come into tonight's contest with coming off a 59-51 loss to Anna. They find themselves 5th place in the Shelby County Athletic League.
And it should be a very good contest here. We are going to have the national anthem, and we will be back with starting lineups here on NKTelco Sports.
The big game is right around the corner. Are you ready for it? Come into Francis Furniture and find the right fit for you and your friends in our Lazy Boy Comfort Studio. With Lazy Boy Premier Sofa and Sectionals, you can custom order a look that's just your style. Choose from hundreds of decorator fabrics or choose genuine leather for its luxurious feel and durability. Come into Francis Furniture today, the area's only Lazy Boy Comfort Studio.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
We are back here at Fort Loramie High School for this Shelby County Athletic League contest between Botkins and Fort Loramie. And here are the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Botkins Trojans, number 3, junior guard Elliot Gubo. Number 4, sophomore guard Zane Paul. Number 21, senior forward Spencer Euchre. Number 23, sophomore guard Tyler Free. Number 35, Jacob Plyman, a freshman forward. And they are led by first-year head coach Sean Powell. Now, for the home team, the Fort Loramie Redskins. They are led by fifth-year head coach Corey Britton. Now starting for the Fort Loramie Redskins, number 21, Jake Radaman, a 6'1" senior forward. A 6'1" senior, number 33, a guard, Eli Rosengarten. A 6'4" senior, number 35, a forward, Nathan Radaman. A 6'4" senior, number 40, Mason Kemper. And we have number 11, a 6'2" junior guard, Nick Brandaway. A lot of keys to this game tonight, Ron. We'll make this a good one, but the keys will ultimately decide who wins this game. What's your keyhole pizza? Keys to the game, Ron.
For Botkins, they need to hit threes. Botkins needs to be hot from the three-point line. They also need to be aggressive defense. The Trojans need to use pressure defense to speed up the tempo. For Fort Loramie, The first key is transition D. Botkins must get back quickly on defense to slow down Botkins. And the second key is patience on offense. If the Redskins can show patience on offense, they can control the tempo of the game.
And here the tip is coming center circle. Kemper and Plyman, controlled by the Fort Loramie Redskins, who just a year ago made the regional finals, lost to the eventual state champions, the Marion Local Flyers. Right away, Eli Rosengarten, the leading scorer for the Redskins, denied at the bucket. And Botkins already showing off their fast pace. And Huker strikes first, the leading scorer, the senior on this Botkins Trojan team.
So Botkins picks him up full court, man-to-man. That is to speed the tempo up.
You know, you really got to emphasize in your conditioning, if you're going to play this up-paced tempo, to stay in shape. You don't want to get dog-tired there in the second half, Ron.
Right, you need to be in shape, plus depth on the bench is important also.
This team a little different here for Corey Britton last year, you know, led by some good players last year, and Tyler Siegel, Dylan Braun, is Nathan Rodeman, no good. But rebounded Rosengarten, and the first buckets from each team are by their senior leading scorers.
So Loramie picks him up 2-2-1 full court press. That's a staple of the Redskins.
Huker with a nice take to the basket there. Draw the contact, will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play here for the Trojans as they have the early 4-2 lead.
Yeah, Huker leads the Trojans in points, 11.8 points a game, 53% from the free throw line, 25 for 47.
And Huker completes it. Loramie got their share of the league title. They were tri-champs along with Anna and Rushi last year. And there's a foul in the front court there. Foul was on Josh Madden. 31 there. Another senior for Coach Powell's team, fairly young team. Oh, they do have some seniors in there, and there's another quick foul on Elliot Gubo, a junior.
So they're going to have to adjust to the close calls on the fouls. If the two teams have a weakness, that's foul shooting. Fort Loramie comes in at 62%, and Botkins only 58% from the line.
Rosengarten with the ball, gives up to Kemper. Brandaway, the strong, physical junior guard, can really play all around the floor as he loses the ball. A very physical guard. I mean, you could post him up, and he can really assert his dominance anywhere on the floor.
Botkins stays in their man-to-man on the out-of-bounds play.
Good look by Brandaway out of the set piece, just couldn't finish there on the other side by Rosengarten. Ball up to Madden. Huker getting Elliot Gubo, corner three, up on the mark. Foul on the floor there. And it is on Nathan Rodeman. Rodeman is coming off a shoulder injury, I believe, from football. He's only played in 3 games so far this year, as Nate Meyer checks into the ball game for Jake Rodeman.
So Rodeman comes out. Fort Loramie stays in their man-to-man.
Botkins with this early 5-2 lead. It'd be really, Botkins is waiting for a signature win this year. It would certainly be a signature win to beat a good Loramie squad here early in the Sean Powell tenure, with Huker going up and up in the, oh, Zane Paul with a nice behind the back, splits the defense. And, ooh, there's Spencer Huker cleaning up the glass. He has all 7 for the Trojans.
Nice job by Botkins.
They can really execute in transition. You're going to see a Botkins victory tonight, I believe. And it's one thing they challenged the Rushi Raiders. They had 13 threes in that game and a loss. And then they played New Knoxville last Saturday, hit 16 threes. Brandaway, corner, yes.
So Fort Loramie comes out with a 3. They 36% from their three-point line this season.
Huker, yet again, 9 points. Spencer Huker asserting his will here early.
They missed the 3-point shot, but their 2-pointers, they're 4 for 4.
All coming from Huker there as he's trying to complete a second 3-point play here. And you see, I saw Ron, Zane Paul really brought that ball fast up the floor. Loramie wasn't even turned around and set in their 2-2-1 half-court defense as we see the replay here. Nice move on the inside there by Spencer Huker. Our replays are brought to you by Winter Meats, quality meats for 90 years. Brandaway to Kemper. Spencer Huker in double figures here early as Eli Rosengarten with a nice take to the basket will go to the line for a pair.
Eli comes into the game 19 of 28 from the foul line. That's 67%. So he's shooting a little bit better than the whole team is.
Rosengarten buries the first one as number 30 Grant Albers, a 6'2 sophomore, checking the ball game for Nathan Rodman. Rosengarten at the line, very key player on Loramie's 2018 state baseball championship. Rosengarten hits both from the line. And Jaden Wendell, number 2, checks in the ball game. He's a freshman. Had 16 points against Russia. I believe was the leading scorer in that New Knoxville game. And I believe his dad was on the 1994 Fab 5 team, which they honored the other night at Botkins. Nice move below Zane Paul, and Botkins executing the offense early.
So Botkins getting the ball inside, executing their offense well. Coming into the game, we thought Botkins would shoot more threes. And they're getting the ball inside, getting good looks.
Sean Powell here really asserting this up-tempo type offense here for the Botkins Trojans. Loramie going through their screening offense here, their screening motion offense. Brandaway on the inside, nice charge taken. Zane Paul stepping in front and making good play for Coach Powell's team.
So Loramie continues those substitutions. Jake Ratterman is back into the game. He's going to replace Nick Brandaway, who just picked up his second foul.
That's a huge loss there early for Coach Britton's team. You know, I was at the Russia Botkins game, and at the end of the first quarter around the score was 25-23. You don't see that in many Shelby County Athletic League games. They're usually low-scoring, defensive-oriented. But it was just a different story, and that's kind of what it's been early on. Yeah,
both teams not a big scorer. Botkins comes in at 52.8 points a game. Loramie comes in at 41.6 points a game.
Wendell fires from 3, bullseye. Botkins has their largest lead of the game at 15-7. It's 15-7 here on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Rosengarten corner. We're seeing this Botkins team move all over their floor. Their rotations are very fast on defense. And Redskins pushing it around. And nice straight up defense by Jacob Pryman there, the 6'6 freshman, as Nathan Rodman checks back into the ball game for Mason Kemper.
We mentioned Jaden Wendell that came into the ball game, a freshman, 20 of 49 from the three-point line, 40%. I remember his dad playing, and his dad was a good shooter from out there too.
Got them jeans passed down here. Another charge taken by Botkins, and that's the aforementioned Wendell stepping in front. You know, Ron, you've been around basketball as long as most people. And when you see a charge taken, you know, you just get like a good feeling on the inside that someone's willing to sacrifice life and limb to get a possession.
Yeah, it helps you on the offensive end then too right away. Everybody thinks they see your teammate goes down, takes a charge, picks everybody up.
Albers tips the ball there, commits the foul. It'll be the 16th foul on the Redskins, and Trojans will be in the bonus as we have a substitution in the ball game. Number 50, Colin Morris, 6'1 guard, a sophomore, was the QB on the state semifinal Fort Loramie Redskins football team, they got a delayed start this year.
And
That's why they've only played 6 games.
He came in for Grant Albers, who picked up his second foul.
Huker takes it on the inside, no good. But Botkins will retain possession here. Huker dominating early here with 10 points here, Ron. That senior leader, really, you're playing with a lot of young guys. He's a lone senior, but taking control of this Botkins offense.
Yeah, I see Colin Moore is guarding him now, fresh off the bench.
Number 23, Tyler Free, is checked into the ball game. A sophomore was a huge impact player as a freshman, continuing that as a sophomore. And Rodman gets in the passing lane with the steal there. Moore, who played a little bit of JV here, comes in transition, fires, and just a little short there, and it'll go the way of the Trojans. And before Fort Loramie can even turn around, Botkins has already got the ball at half court.
Yeah, they seem to have a up-tempo offense, but again, when you only average 52 points a game, there seems to be something missing there.
Rosengarten stealing transition. No good. Rodman with the cleanup. And cuts into the deficit. 15-9 here, 1:40 remaining. Paul in transition. You know, when you run that fast-paced offense, your closeouts on defense have to be excellent if you're the Redskins to try to get in the way of that shooting motion
right.
for the Redskins.
First thing they have to do is recognize where the ball is. They have to stop the basketball. Then you're going to have to check out in the corners because that's where they're going to throw it for the 3.
Good cut into the lane there by Rosengarten. Nice recognition by Jake Rodman. 15-11 now, Botkins lead. Free coming off the set piece. And you know, I see a lot of screening here by Botkins as Paul fires the 3, bullseye. And you know, Ron, they run a lot of screens, so I think it'll be key for Coach Britton's team to what a lot of coaches call bump the cutter. Jay Billis always says that, you know, bump the cutter. Make sure that the cutter can't get in front of you and cut right in front of you for a basket.
Right, you want to know where the cutter is going, try to step in front of them, make them change their direction. And there's an offensive foul again. That's going to turn the ball over back to the Trojans.
Zane Paul takes the second charge of the game. 3 charges in this quarter by the Redskins. A little out of control here. Smart heads-up defense there for Botkins. That's Josh Madden checks in the ball game for Spencer Huker, who had the first 10 points of this game. Huge reason Botkins is ahead.
Yeah, Fort Loramie has abandoned the 2-2-1 zone press. They want to get back and slow it down a little bit. Botkins looks like they might be content on going for the last shot here.
Tyler Free working on Rodman. Back up to Zane Paul here. 15 seconds remaining. 18-11 Botkins lead. Tyler Free with the ball. Gets it back to the floor. General Wendell. 5 seconds. Paul making a move. Wild 3. Bullseye. What else would you expect from Zane Paul? What a first quarter by the Botkins Trojans. And that will take us to our commercial break. You are watching boys high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Our 1,500 square foot showroom and pro shop at bowlerstore.com is stocked with bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, and apparel. The pro shop is equipped with 2 drill presses, measuring devices, and bowling ball maintenance machines to keep your ball rolling great. We offer private lessons for individuals and groups. Moxie's Extra Pair inside bowlerstore.com is also available to rent for private events. Be sure to check out bowlerstore.com or visit our pro shop in Versailles, Ohio for all your bowling product needs.
We are here at Fort Loramie High School where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 21-11. And NKTelco and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school varsity basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. It'll be January 4th at 11 p.m. and Sunday, January 6th at 2 p.m. You can also watch the games on WOSN and on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. And Ron, two players, Zane Paul, Spencer Huker, as Jake Rodeman misses, has 18 of the 21 Botkins first quarter points there as they lead 21-11 over Fort Loramie.
Right, they're finding the right people to get the ball to.
21-11 Botkins lead here early, and just a game dominated by Zane Paul and Spencer Huker. As Nolan Burning's in the ball game now, a sophomore who's splitting time between JV and varsity.
And Loramie's got two guys on the bench right now with 2 fouls.
Nate Rotterman going up. Good save there by Mason Kemper. Working the ball around. Nate Rotterman looking to square up. Corner to Meyer. Botkins with hands everywhere on defense. Burning on the inside. Good move, but not enough. Nolan Burning, the brother of Evan Burning, was starting point guard on last year's regional team. Wendell fires the 3, and how about that? Shaden Wendell, a big 3 there.
Shooting 40% from the 3-point line, not afraid to put it up for a freshman.
You know what, Ron, I'm looking at the scoreboard. Only 3 players that scored for Botkins, Wendell, Paul, and Huker. 24, have all 24 points here as Botkins leads 24-11 over Loramie on our first National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Mason Kemper with the nice turnaround to stop the bleeding. 24-13 now, 6:07 remaining in the second period.
So Fort Loramie stays in their man-to-man. They really don't have much choice right now.
Spencer Huker and Elliot Guba are going to check in the ball game, as well as Eli Rosengarten for fifth-year head coach Corey Britton. Britton has 2 district titles to his name, a Shelby County Athletic League title, regional runner-up last year, and a district runner-up as well in 2016. Huker off the set piece. Huker adds to his game-high 12 points, and it's a 26-13 Botkins lead over Loramie.
Nice set play there on the out of bounds, and I'm not sure how you not know where Huker is.
Loramie's got a big game Tuesday night against the Russia Raiders as Eli Rosengarten. Corner no good. Rotterman. Cleanup no good. Third chance here. Nate Rotterman, 11 points a game, had a big bench roll last year for Loramie. Burning, gives on the inside Kemper, and there's a foul on the floor.
Looks like it's on number 21, Spence. I thought he said 21. 31. Josh Madden. That's his second foul, so he has to come out of the ball game.
Number 52, Isaac Maurer, checks in the ball game. As a tip will go the way of the Botkins Trojans there.
Kind of an unforced turnover right there. Just miscommunication there between the pass and the guy that was supposed to receive it.
You know, but Loramie has that big game against Russia on Tuesday. Their rival here at Loramie. They might be thinking a little ahead here, but Botkins playing a real nice game as they're up 26-13 here. 4:55 remaining here in the second quarter. And Burning from 3 in transition, good. Cutting the Loramie, or cutting the Botkins deficit.
You know, they need to pick the offense up a little bit. They start out slow from the field. Botkins starts out hot, thus the 10-point lead for Botkins.
Yeah, and you see Botkins is playing so up-tempo to a point where Loramie, when they're getting back in transition defense, they don't even know like where to go sometimes, and they have a hard time matching up. You got to be ready when Botkins comes down the floor.
Yeah, right now Botkins has a good balance between the three-point line and inside. They've shot the ball 8 times inside the line, and they've shot the ball 6 times from the three-point line. So it's not that you can just drop back on defense and guard the three only, because early on they were getting the ball inside the euchre, and he was killing the Redskins.
Jacob Kleiman, the freshman, to the line for the 1-and-1. Hits the front end. There are 18 fouls here on Loramie. You know, it's kind of ironic, Ron. A couple of years ago, Loramie had a couple rising sophomores, and they upset Russia in the sectional finals. And I see the same thing with Botkins here. They have not made it out of the sectionals since 2001. And I kind of see a similar team to what Loramie had 3 years ago, as there's a push-off on Eli Rosengarten on the sideline. It'll go the way of the Botkins Trojans.
Yeah, I remember that team from Loramie, and you are correct. I think there's similarities between the two. They put a lot of pressure on the other team, especially with that 2-2-1 press that they use. Botkins obviously uses man-to-man.
Ball received in the backcourt. Paul up to Plyman, no good. And Burning in the trap. There'll be a foul and a technical.
Getting a little chippy out there.
It is getting pretty physical out there, Ron. It looked like a jump ball there, but I don't know if there was some talk in there. That's number 0, Denton Homan out there. He might have been the one that got the technical.
Nolan Burning, and was a euchre involved in that?
I'm not very sure. They have number 21.
I think the technical is on Burning.
It is.
The initial foul was on euchre, and Burning took exception to it, got the technical.
And St. Paul nails the first free throw.
They're not supposed to be that good from the foul line. 58%. They're 5 for 5 right now. 6 for 6.
And Jaden Wendell's going to come into the ball game. And Coach Corey Britton wants a timeout. We'll take one with him. You're watching boys high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Loramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
We are back here at Fort Loramie High School, where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 30-16, Ron. And Botkins really showing it on here. A 3-6 record's really deceiving for this team.
Yeah, and we just saw a technical there. That was a bad technical, because you had the basketball and a foul on the other team, and you pick up a technical. They make 2 foul shots, did Botkins, and gets the ball, and now they make a 3.
Wendell swish from the top of the key, and a 17-point lead. Botkins has busted it open here at Fort Loramie High School.
You just don't want to have technicals when you have the basketball.
9 points from Wendell, 10 from Paul, and 12 from Huker. In the first half, what an amazing line there for Coach Powell's team, as Rosengarten in the paint scores a deuce.
That's only their third field goal here in the second quarter.
Free transition, fires, and what else would you expect from Coach Powell's team?
They're 3 of 3 in the second quarter from the three-point line, so they're hitting on all cylinders.
Isaac Maurer working his way on the inside will pick up a foul there. We'll see if it's on the floor. It looks like he'll go to the line for the bonus. 17th foul on Botkins.
And you see the Loramie offense, you know, pretty patient, looking for holes to drive to the basket, try to pick up a foul or get the easy basket. They come in the game only shooting 74 foul shots so far this season compared to Botkins at 152.
And Maurer cans the first one for the line. Try to stop the bleeding here a little bit for Coach Britton's team.
So both teams 100% from the foul line.
And Maurer nails the second one, and as he goes 2 for 2, Nick Brandaway will check back into the ball game. Loramie's played a large part of this game without him. He's had 2 fouls early.
Yeah, he picked up that second foul in the first quarter, so he's been out since then.
Loramie coming out with a full court trap. Interesting idea here by Coach Britton. Maybe Botkins try to clear it out. Wendell trying to weave through the defense there. Wendell will lose the ball to go the way of the Redskins.
It's only the 4th turnover for Botkins. Here you see on the replay, could have been called a charge, uses his right arm to push off.
Sometimes as an official, I've officiated games before, sometimes you just have to let it go as a no call. Sometimes it's just so close that it's hard. And it's hard to receive criticism because no matter what you're going to call, you know, one fan side is going to want one thing and one fan side is going to want the other. That's Nick Brandaway with a nice Patton and Nick Brandaway move in the lane there.
Nice job there by Brandaway to take the easy bucket.
As
turnover.
Loramie now getting back into this. Just down 20 not too long ago on a 6-0 run. Kemper trying to make it 8-0, and there's a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. Botkins did take 3 charges in the first quarter.
He'd have been all right if he wouldn't have flopped on it. They're trying to clean that up a little bit.
Mason Kemper, he was the starter in the state final game for Fort Loramie as he nails the first free throw, and Isaac Maurer will check back in the ball game. Started that, a lefty on their team. They beat Hicksville 8-4 to win their 3rd state title in school history. There for first-year head coach Jeff Sanders.
So Brandaway comes out now with 2:20, play a little offense-defense game. They don't want him to pick up his 3rd foul.
Kemper 2 of 2 from the line, and Josh Madden checks back into the ball game. Checks in for Denton Homan. I'd have to look up, Ron, the last time Botkins beat Loramie as Madden steps on the line. He'll go the way of the Fort Loramie Redskins.
There's 3 quick turnovers there, probably in the last minute and a half by Botkins.
You know, Ron, both times I've watched Botkins play, they've let the other teams bite into their style, and that's something if you can get teams, especially in a fast pace, especially in the Shelby County Athletic League, which is slow. The teams represented that, like Russia and Jackson Center. You can get them to bite into that. It's really going to help you out. Rodman with the move in the lane. Nice rebound by Mason Kemper. Mason Kemper having a nice game. Rosengarten 3, and Loramie's right back in this ball game.
That's a big bucket there by the Redskins and brings them back into single digits.
It was 20-point Botkins lead not too long ago, and Eli Rosengarten 3 brings the deficit back to single digits. It's 36-27 on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Botkins in what you call a scoring drought here with 36 points. They'll give it up to Wendell. A rare miss. Kleiman trying to go up and clean up, and Roderman gets the swipe. Loramie trying to salvage the momentum they have. About their first time they've had any momentum this whole game. Roderman 3, no good. Free comes down with it. Wendell up to Paul. Paul been a little quiet since his hot 10-point start, as well as Spencer Huker. We haven't seen him much in the ball game either lately.
The tempo is definitely in the Redskins' favor now. They've turned it around in the last 2 minutes.
You know, and another thing, Ron, is if Botkins can win this, it might break open a little confidence for them. When you're young, you kind of have to break through and win big games. As Paul fires the three, no good. You might struggle a bit down the stretch and you might think a little too much. And Coach Britton is going to hold for the last shot, I'm going to assume. I don't blame him in this situation at all. Along with Ron Caruze, I'm Brandon Coverman here from Fort Loramie High School, and there's a carry by Isaac Maurer. It'll go in the hands of the Trojans.
Well, that's not what Coach Britton wanted to see there. A turnover as you're going for run the clock down with 19.7 seconds left in the second quarter.
Spencer Huker checking back in the ball game. Had the first 10 points of the game, and since then I don't think he has one other basket. As the freshman Wendell in the backcourt. Nice behind the back move there. See a couple of those from Zane Paul, and ball overthrown by Wendell there, a miscommunication.
So Botkins returns the favor. So if you're Loramie, you got 11 seconds. You can run anything you want to. If you have a set play, now is the time to run it.
Loramie with a good run here. They were just down 20 not too long ago, and they better be thankful they're down by 9 there. A big run here, and nearly down by 7 there. Not an unexecuted layup there by Rosengard, and Wendell with the prayer. That'll bring us to our halftime break, where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 36-27. You're watching boys high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
NKTelco Sports. More than 140 local high school and college games. Football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, and soccer. Support your local team with NKTelco Sports and promote your business to 250,000 households in Northwest Ohio. Call 1-888-NKTelco and get in the game.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Moran Refrigeration in St. Mary's is celebrating 70 years in business. We are committed to offering you top name brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid, Samsung, Fisher & Paykel, and Speed Queen. Come in and experience the one-on-one personal service that you won't get from big box stores. Our delivery and installation specialist will assure you that your purchases arrive safely and are installed properly. Moran Refrigeration, exceeding your expectations.
And we are back here at Fort Loramie High School, where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 36-27. Here with halftime stats is Ron Caruze.
For the Botkins Trojans from the field, they're 15 of 20, whereas Fort Loramie is 9 of 22. From the three-point line, Botkins 6 of 11, 3 of 8 for the Redskins. From the free throw line, everybody's 100% from the free throw line. Rebounding battle went to Fort Loramie 12-9. Turnovers 7 for the Trojans and 6 for the Redskins. And I think the big thing on there right now is Botkins started out so hot that 15 of 20 so far, 9 of 22 for Loramie. So if they can catch up to what they normally shoot, which is 43%, they're going to catch up.
Yeah, a hot start by Zane Paul, Spencer Huker, and Jaden Wendell. Really getting, as Huker starts it up again, and we'd like to thank some of our sponsors: Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits, Precision Strip, NKT.TV, BullerStore.com, Wagner's IGA, Grand Lake Health, Clope Building Products, Moran's Refrigeration, PSG Automotive Outfitters, Minster Bank, Schwederman Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, Cargill, Minster Dental Care, Francis Furniture. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, replays by Winter Meats, player of the game NKTelco, and our scoreboard, which stands at 38-27 Botkins, is brought to you by First National Bank. Think first. And Roderman cannot add to the point total out of the set piece.
So the third quarter starts just the way the first quarter started, with Euchre getting an easy bucket and calling a touch foul on the other end.
Botkins has had command the whole game. They have not trailed at all this whole game. See what Trojans try to do here. They have slowed down the pace a little bit, as Paul with the three, no good. And a subsequent foul there by Plyman, I believe, will go the way of the Redskins.
So if you count the way they ended the second quarter, Trojans missed their last 4 3-point shots.
Botkins look like they're going to come out a little bit of a press, and Loramie will clear it out here. Good move there by Coach Britton as Rosengarten drives the lane up to Kemper. Stolen by Paul. Paul doing that little behind the back move. It's a little fancy move there, Ron. As Gubo from the corner rejected. Nice hustle play by Loramie, and they'll get the foul. One thing I've admired here so far is the hustle of Loramie. They've hustled after a lot of 50-50 balls, and have done a real nice job at doing that.
Yeah, they haven't put their head down because they weren't hitting in the first half. They didn't start shooting well probably until the last 2.5 minutes of the second quarter. But they keep hustling on the defensive end, and I think they've done a pretty nice job stopping Botkins from just one pass and up.
Tyler Free and Jaden Wendell checking the ball game. Wendell had a big first half with 9 points off the bench. Brandaway, foul line extended, kicks out Rosengarten. He splits, and in and out. Bucket not kind there to Rosengarten. Inside Kemper, no, The iron just unkind there to Loramie on that possession.
Yeah, they had 2 point-blank shots there and missed them both.
Not get the friendly home roll tonight. Wendell, step back, no good, and reach foul there by Free. It'll go the way of Loramie.
But as a coach, Coach Britton, he sees that you're getting the shots. They just didn't go in that time. So you keep that up, you're going to make a lot more than you're going to miss.
That'll be the 13th foul there on the Botkins Trojans here in the second half. Nick Brandaway getting the ball out of this trap. Loramie escapes it pretty easily there. Nick Brandaway, a good strong presence, maybe not the quickest, but it's very physical in bringing that ball up the floor. Does a nice job in doing it there. He's a 4-year player for Coach Britton's team, or he'll be a 4-year starter as of next year. He's a 3-year starter now. Botkins off the turnover. Jump ball there.
Yeah, you look at the physical presence of Brandaway. He's being guarded by Wendell, a freshman, and that might be something they want to take a look at and take Brandaway down low, use his size and his strength for some easy buckets.
You see the replay there. Rosengarten gets a hand on the ball, and Loramie will get the ball back off the jump ball as we have a substitution. Grant Albers into the ball game for Loramie, sophomore. Loramie being a little patient now. That's helped him really get back into this ball game as Roderman fires and gets a nice home roll off the backboard there. They're within 8 now.
Whoa. We would normally call that a brick, but it hits the rim and the backboard at the same time and just kind of falls in.
Jump ball there. Arrow will favor the Botkins Trojans as we see it on the replay here. And, good call there by the official. Sometimes you wish you could have that instant replay like you do in football, but not under the 2 minutes like the NCAA, Ron.
It would take a long time. It's better this way, believe me.
I agree. See, it's been a very physical game on both sides, and I think you tend to get a little more physical when you play up tempo like Botkins does. As Grant Albers, nice hustle play by Albers, but Rotterman fumbles the ball to stay the way of Botkins. And Coach Britton's team down 20, could have been left for dead, back within 8 in this game. They could have just hung their heads up, but they've really changed the pace of play, and it's been Loramie ever since.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor now, it's a little slower. It's not just one catching up. And I don't think Botkins wants to play this way. They would rather it be up tempo, up and down the floor, and hit those threes.
Nate Meyer in the ballgame for Fort Loramie. Substitution, Huker, nice move around, but can't get the roll there. Brandaway gets the rebound. Good move there on the inside by Huker, wrapped around Albers there, but just couldn't get it to fall.
And he seems to be able to get the ball to the basket when he wants to.
Only 2 points halfway through this third quarter here. And nice up and under move, Eli Rosengarten. What was once a 20-point lead is now down to 6 for Botkins. Zane Paul, left wing. Inside, Huker intercept. Ooh, nearly intercepted there, but a late foul called in there on Eli Rosengarten. Army nearly about ready to go in transition there.
That's his first foul, so not a problem with foul trouble for him. Andrew, he comes out of the ball game.
And Nolan Burning will check in for him. As Zane Paul gives it Huker off the set piece. He's double team. Going back in on Burning.
Nice move.
Yeah, that was just a mismatch on the inside there on Nolan Burning. Good move there by Spencer Huker. Burning works up to Rotterman, up to Albers. 40-32 lead here. Cross-court pass, Rotterman keeps his feet in bounce there. Nice footwork. Albers working on the inside. Albers works his way into the box score.
So we're seeing a couple post moves here, something kind of rare in high school basketball these days.
Home crowd might have saved a turnover there. They yelled Zane, so that Zane Paul could see the basketball there. Give the home crowd, or the away crowd of Botkins the assist there if they can score on this possession. And Paul trying to make a move to the basket. Yeah, foul on the floor.
Nice spin move there by Paul as he goes to the lane and spins to his right shoulder.
And we see a spin move there. Ooh. Yep, a body foul there. And they're not going to call it on the floor. They're going to call it a shooting foul.
Wow.
And it hits the front iron. Botkins with only 4 points this quarter. That's not something you can say for them very often, as Josh Madden will come into the ball game, and so will Nick Brandaway will come back into the ball game after his brief rest on the bench.
So Rosengarten gets a little breather.
Maybe Coach Britton's trying to get his team for kind of the last push here in the final frame. And Paul hits it. 7-point lead back out for Botkins. Look at the hustle there by Botkins, even though Loramie broke the press. And foul there. Rodman will go to the line for a pair.
That was a nice pass there. He had the angle, about a 45-degree angle, and that's what you want. Nice bounce pass in there to Ratterman. But once again, iron not kind to the Redskins.
Rodman averaging 11.7, can't connect on this first free throw. And a couple other Shelby County Athletic League contest night. Russia facing Houston, leading 33-16 at the half, and Fairlawn facing Botkins Jackson Center, or Fairlawn facing Jackson Center. Jackson Center up 23-14. And it's split pair from the line for Ryderman, and it's a 41-35 ball game here. Botkins struggling on offense here after a hot first half.
Army's making them handle the ball.
Paul, three, and it falls. About time there. You kind of just take the law of averages there, and it falls for Zane Paul.
Yeah, after missing their last 4 threes, Paul connects for one.
Loramie playing 3 sophomores on the floor right now. A lot of youth on the floor right now, a lot of underclassmen. Good look on the inside breakaway. Rodman trying to come out of it. Nate Meyer off the glass gets the friendly home roll.
Nate Meyer.
Botkins push up the floor. Wendell, 3. And you're going to see that for 4 years here for Botkins fans. Jaden Wendell extending it to a 10-point lead. Ron, if I had to put money on it on a Vegas odds, he'll be a 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah, a lot can happen between now and his end of his career, but he's sure off to a good start.
Burning, trying to respond with a 3 of his own. Can't get the roll there. A couple of Army rolls haven't gone their way this quarter. Despite being down 20, they're only down 10 now. Had it within 6. You know, you got Huger with 16, Paul 14, Wendell 12. That's a lot of 42 of the 47 here for Coach Powell's team. Powell coming a assistant on Lima Perry. And the turnover comes up.
A little sloppy there, but they recover. Now they throw it away. So.
And a foul there on Loramie. It'll be the 3rd team foul on Loramie. As Jake Rodman will check in the ballgame here.
You could just about see that coming. Had trouble with the handle of the ball all the way down the floor, and then they finish it off with a wild pass.
You see that on our Winter Quality Meets replay there.
That's 3 turnovers for the Redskins here in the 3rd quarter.
Tyler Free. And Coach Powell will take a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're watching boys high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Automotive Outfitters, your truck accessory headquarters.
And we're back here at Fort Loramie High School, where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 47-37. As you see a shot there of Anna coach Matt Barhorst looking to do some scouting, playing Botkins in the 2nd round. Anna leading the league right now. They're undefeated. Have beat both Botkins and Loramie in the 1st round of the double round robin here.
Yeah, they beat Loramie in their last game 59-51.
And those were 2 of the 3 tri-champs last year, along with the Russia Raiders.
So now Botkins kind of goes to the 4 corners.
You know, I come from Russia, and they kind of patented the 4 corners back in the 90s a little bit. As Spencer Huger makes a nice move to the basket, just can't get it to fall. And that'll take us to the final frame. You are watching boys high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Get your 50-50 tickets out.
At CAPT, we use hometown opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
And we're back here at Fort Loramie High School, where the Botkins Trojans lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 47-37. NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school varsity basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. The replays will be January 4th at 11 p.m. and Sunday, January 6th at 2 p.m. You can also watch the games on WOSN and on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and at nktelco.net. And Fort Loramie with the steal, trying to cut this deficit to single digits, and Rotterman cannot finish. And you know, Ron, Loramie was down just 20 a minute ago, but they've really changed the pace here and are only down 10. They had the lead within 6.
Yeah, that was a big layup right there. If that goes in, they're only down by 8. Did everything right there, but put it in. And we've seen that happen to the Redskins here in the second half, missing some easy buckets.
Foul there on Jake Rotterman. That'll be the 15th foul on the Fort Loramie Redskins. That'll be his second personal. Loramie being led in scoring tonight by Eli Rosengarten at 13, just pretty much right at his season average. He's leading the Redskins in scoring.
Yeah, 13.6 average for him, 4 rebounds a game.
Rotterman commits his second foul in the possession. Or sorry, it was Nick Brandaway. That's a third. He's in foul trouble early there, but
he
early in the
hasn't
first
played
half.
too much. He's been in and out here in the third quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, he picks up his third foul, so he's good to go here for a little while.
50-50 ball here. Rosengarten wins it. Let's see Loramie in transition. Nice pass, Rotterman to Rotterman. Oh, and they can't get it. Nathan, second attempt on the cleanup, will go to the line for a pair.
So once again, nice pass. Doing everything right, but putting it in.
Admire Nate Rotterman's effort on that fast break there to keep at it. Strong, using his shoulders and everything to go get the basketball. And he cans it from the line.
Comes into the game 6 of 9 from the foul line.
This is only his 4th game, as he missed first couple games due to a shoulder injury that lingered over from the football season. And he goes 2 of 2 from the line. And it's a 47-39 Botkins lead here on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. I'm Brandon Codeman, along here with Ron Caruze at Fort Loramie High School. And Botkins' team has not been out of the sectional since 2001, Ron, and they look like they could do it here this year, as Paul in transition with a nice layup.
That's more like what we thought they'd do right from the get-go. Just take the ball right down the middle until somebody cuts you off, and then take the 3, but that time took it all the way to the basket.
Nick Brandaway with the response. That's a patent move by Nick Brandaway to get in the lane, kind of use his arms to power up and shoot.
I think he's going to have to take over here in the fourth quarter. He's got a lot of experience at varsity level.
Botkins cuts in transition. Rosengarten with the block. Loramie has really flipped the script here, but maybe the early 20-point deficit might prove to be too much here, but still a lot of time. Foul on the baseline there, called by the official. That will be on Tyler Free. You know, Ron, Coach Powell's really transformed and innovated this Botkins offense. Do you like what he's bringing? It's a little something different to what the MAC, Shelby County, WBL is used to seeing.
Well, that's what you want. You know, the younger generation, that's the way they want to play the game nowadays.
Kleiman gets the rebound, gets fouled. Yeah.
And, it's a lot of fun for the fans. It's entertaining. But, again, I go back to they come in as a up-tempo team, but when you average 52 points a game, that is not conducive to a up-tempo team.
Yeah, sometimes some people say live by the 3, die by the 3. I think their 52-point average is going to get brought up a little bit. They've been off a little this second half. And get the turnover here. Here comes the Redskins in transition. Nate Meyer going to the basket. Too hard, and now Botkins on the break. Paul. And there's a block on Rotterman, and the Loramie fans not happy with that one.
And there's a good example. I mean, we saw possession after possession up and down the floor, but we don't see any points. Yeah, he's still moving.
Yep, good call there by the official. I agree. Good job, our replay. Our camera's there to get us that replay. Looked very good there. Paul will go to the line as that was Rotterman's 4th foul. And Zane Paul nails the front end of the 1-and-1. Yeah, but this up-tempo, it's a little innovative, kind of like the way the spread offense is in football ways, with how Urban Meyer brought it to the Big Ten. You know, I kind of compare it to like that. I want to compare it to another sport. Because Shelby County basketball is defensive-oriented, in my opinion. Being from Russia, I know I've been around it in my life, knowing how teams love defense around here. Nate Rotterman responds in the corner with a 3.
But you got to go back a little farther than that, and you saw even before the three-point line, you had some pretty decent scores in Shelby County.
And Botkins gets the one shot off the transition, will not be able to score. Loramie trying to cut it within the 7-point deficit there, trailing now. Foul on the floor, and it looks like Nate Meyer will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
You just have to do what you think is best for your team. Put your players in a good position, the best position you can for them to succeed. And, you know, if the coach thinks that's the way to do it, that's the way you do it. But you want to make sure the players out on the floor are playing places where they can succeed and help the team.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's a lot based on personnel, like
oh,
you
yeah.
said.
It's got to be.
And
you can't come out here and run if you got guys 6'7", 6'8", and no ball handlers.
Yeah, and as Jacob Plyman gets that rebound, you say that. It's funny. He stepped out for a couple threes in one game. I watched him play and hit one, and thought we were maybe going to see him step into one there, but let's see what the Trojans do here. A 4:47 remaining, 51-45.
They're going to their four-corner offense here. Shades of North Carolina, Dean Smith.
And I know coming from Russia, that was kind of the bread and butter of Paul Bremich in there. Let's see if Botkins is trying to use their athleticism to beat Loramie off the dribble here and get to the basket here. They haven't been able to score much this second half, only 15 points. Free in the middle lane, up to Plyman, and it shows effective.
They got just what they wanted out of it, a layup.
And especially in high school with no shot clock, as Rotterman tries to respond with a 3. Long, no good. Huker up ahead. Plyman, let's see if he throws one down. And he does! One-handed slam, Jacob Plyman, bringing down the house, the freshman. What a play there by Jacob Plyman, and that's going to take the wind out of the sails here of the Redskins potentially. And Rosengarten misses the bunny. Oh, what a whiff of a momentum there for Botkins now.
How many bunnies have they missed? Maybe 6 or 7?
Oh, Free would have hit a dagger there in transition. No good. Let's see if Loramie can capitalize here. 55-45 on our first National Bank scoreboard here. And Coach Britton will take a timeout. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors here. Wilson Health, Caring Without Limits, Precision Strip, NKT.TV, BowlerStore.com, Wagner's IGA, serving communities for over 95 years. Grand Lake Health, Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, Moran's Refrigeration, your appliance experts serving Northwest Ohio for over 70 years. PSG Automotive Outfitters, Minster Bank, financial solutions for a lifetime. Schwedeman Pharmacies, pharmacies located in Salina, Coldwater, Minster, New Bremen, St. Mary's, and Wapak. New Knoxville Supply. And let's stop here, Ron. Let's see this dunk in transition here. The freshman throwing it down. And here's the remaining sponsors: Cargill, Minster Dental Care, Francis Furniture. Our keys to the game is brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, Replay, Winners Meats, quality meats for 90 years. Player of the game brought to you by NKTelco. Our scoreboard is brought to you by First National Bank. Think first. I'm Brandon Coderman along with Ron Caruso here at Fort Loramie High School in this Friday Shelby County Athletic League battle. And first-year head coach Sean Powell has got this team energized here, and this might be the signature win to open up the floodgate of confidence, especially, Ron, in high school. It's a lot of a head game. If you can get confidence built in this team, who knows what they can do.
Yeah, the confidence in a young team can go a long way. There's a nice set play by Fort Loramie. Get a backdoor layup.
And Madden steps right on the baseline there. Good call by the sideline official there. And beautiful move there by Rotterman, like you said, Ron, off the set piece there. Kind of just spin moved off, and the defender, Plyman, there didn't see it.
Yeah, that's the way you can take advantage of aggressive defense. You do backdoor plays and get layups.
Brandaway good on the inside.
That cuts it down to 6. Another turnover.
Meyer. Oh, just can't connect. Brandaway will stay with the Redskins there. I couldn't see that very well. There with the baseline official.
So Botkins slows the game down, and all of a sudden they look up, a 6-point game.
Nice move off
now
the set
4.
piece to Nick Brandaway. I thought maybe Meyer was going to go up with it, but he didn't. Nolan
Another
Burning.
turnover. Oh, almost good hustle there by Loramie.
And Botkins going to wisely pull the ball out here. 2:25 remaining here. Loramie has this game within 4, was down 20 in the first half. Zane Paul slicing to the basket. Coach Powell wants a timeout. And let's see. It'll be a full timeout, and we are going to keep it here. And Ron, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. And like I said, Botkins hasn't had that signature win yet. And how do, especially when you got a lot of young players who haven't experienced the big game atmosphere as this, I mean, how do you get them prepared and to not make mental mistakes in this close ball game?
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things to do in high school basketball is when you're used to shooting layups, fast breaks, when do you pull it out and when do you finish it? And when you have young kids like Botkins has, they got to go through a learning stage. And, they did a nice job in their 4 corners, but they haven't been able to do it since because things changed. The momentum changed, the tempo changed. Fort Loramie picked it up. They see you slowing it down. All of a sudden, they pick it up on the offensive end. Defensive end, they picked it up. Turnovers. And, Botkins, maybe they have to go back to what they were doing. They were doing it pretty well, and it's just one of those things. You just learn by doing it.
Great response here by this Loramie team. You have to credit them. Being down 20 here.
They're going to go back to the 4 corners.
It proved effective the one time they did it, and Burning just nearly stole it and had it in transition, lost it off his hands.
Almost another turnover. So 2:09 remaining. They're still not in a foul situation here.
And like you said, both teams have struggled from the foul line, so it might be in Loramie's favor here. I mean, being down 4 here. Wendell looking to give it up on the inside. Huker back to free.
See, he wasn't looking for his shot. He was looking to pass all the way.
And a foul there on Meyer. It'll be a 1-and-1.
And that's only the 4th team foul. Or no, excuse me, that's the 8th team foul on the Redskins. So they're still in the 1-and-1. But like we said before, they come into the game only shooting 58% from the foul line. They were 100% the first half. So if things even out, they could be in for an experience here.
Free, the sophomore, no good off the iron. Loramie it would be huge if they capitalize here. Burning on the right wing, up to Brandaway. Coach Britton calling out the instructions for his team. Botkins has led the entire game from the opening gate. Rosengarten on the inside, trying to get an isolation. Kisses it too hard off the glass.
Had the right thing. Now another turnover by Botkins. Loramie's back in business.
And Coach Britton called a timeout. We'll keep it here. And Botkins really struggling in the full court. Loramie's, they haven't really brought a style pressure here like we saw in the first half. Just kind of matching up. And Botkins hasn't been able to handle it, even though they got some real good ball handlers.
I think one thing you're seeing here is the strength. It's visible here the strength of the Loramie players versus Botkins. And I think that comes into play here when you're going after the ball and pressing and getting physical. They're going to win that physical battle.
Yeah, and the ball handling has been a little spotty for Botkins at times. Sometimes you see the flashiness a little bit. Sometimes you see the mental mistakes there. I had a coach once tell me, he said, you can make physical mistakes like turnovers and everything, but don't make a mental mistake, forget where to go on a set piece. And sometimes that just happens with high school basketball players.
Yeah, the mental mistakes will kill you. The physical mistakes, you can understand those.
Burning up to Brandaway, minute to go. Loramie trailing by 4, has not led this whole game.
They try to get Brandaway on one-on-one.
Good defense by the Trojans here. Rosengarten inside, too hard. Clean up, Jake Rotterman, no good. Tipped out to Burning. Brandaway to cut it within 1. Yes! Nick Brandaway with a huge 3.
Wow. They spread the floor out. They went to an open post offense and cleared the post out. They got the drive they wanted, and they missed the shot. They missed the rebound, put back, and they kick it back out to Brandaway, and he hits a 3.
And I think Loramie really wanted that one-on-one isolation there, Ron. They wanted the one-on-one isolation to get Brandaway or Rosengarten open and see what really happened there. Brandaway, like I said, he's physical. I mean, has some strong shoulders where he can go up. And I was surprised maybe to see not get Nate Rotterman involved in that. But I like the open post idea here.
Yeah, they're being aggressive with the basketball. Now, Botkins did have a guy back in the lane waiting, and that kind of shut down the drive a little bit, but they still got the shot off. They got the rebound, got the kick out, just like you're supposed to do. And a lot of times that's where your threes come from the inside out.
Coach Powell's going to call timeout here, and we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back here in a moment on NKTelco Sports.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
And we are back here at Fort Loramie High School, where the Botkins Trojans are holding on to a slim 55-54 lead here, which was once a 20-point lead here. Jaden Wendell gets the ball intercepted. Loramie looking to take their first lead of the game here.
They baited him into that, a long pass, and was waiting on it.
Rotterman, no good. Off the hand of Botkins, it will retain Loramie possession here. And we're going to see some defensive substitutions here for Coach Powell's team. Wow.
Wendell comes out. Tyler Free comes out.
Nolan Burning checks in for Coach Britton's team. What could have been a blowout here is coming into a Shelby County Athletic League thriller here, Ron.
Yeah, we're looking at a 1-point game with 30 seconds to go.
Nick Brandaway gets in the backcourt, and he is fouled by Zane Paul. Brandaway to the line for the 1-and-1.
They're in the 1-and-1, and Brandaway comes to the line. He's 4 of 7 so far this year from the line. So it's not a gimme here.
Free and Wendell are going to come in and check in. You're going to see the offensive, defensive swaps here. Mason Kemper back in the ball game for Loramie. This is who you want, I think, at the line if you're Coach Britton's team. Trust your 3-year varsity player. Brandaway with a chance to tie and take the lead here off the bonus. The front end. Good, and we have a tie ball game. Loramie looking to take their first lead of the game here with 29 seconds remaining.
I think this is where the experience comes in for Brandaway. You know, it's not necessarily that you make them, it's when you make them. And you want your leader at the foul line toward the end of the game, no matter what he shoots from the line.
Brandaway. Yes, Loramie's first lead of the ball game comes with 29 seconds remaining.
Loramie keeps the pressure on.
Zane Paul Let's see what Coach Powell does here. Tables have turned. St. Paul near the center line. 16 remaining here. Huker, the senior leader, short corner, spin move. Botkins has the lead right back. Spencer Huker off the set play reclaims the lead, and it's 11 seconds remaining here. We're going to stay here at the timeout.
That's a good sign there by Botkins. They know who to get the ball to. They get it to their leader, Euchre, the senior, averaging 11.8 points a game. They got it to him in a good position right along the lane, and he just powered it in and up.
And Spencer Huker tied with 18 points with St. Paul to lead the Trojans. Jaden Wendell with 12 as well. So 48 of their 57 points have come from that trio. And Ron, if you're Loramie here, what are you expecting to do off the set play? And do you go early, or do you try to win the ball game? Because, you know, if you miss it, you could still have a chance to maybe throw up a prayer or something, or a well-organized three.
I think with 11 seconds, you just bring it down and take the first good shot you get if you got a set play. And I'm sure they practice this during the week, this kind of a situation. So they know that 11 seconds is a long time to bring the ball up the floor, but they have to have it in the guy's hands they want to. And I think right now that would probably be Brandawee. They could be looking for him. Eli Rosengarten, look at him. So they got some players out there with some experience, and I would expect those guys to handle the basketball.
I'm going to expect Botkins here to pack it in the paint. It looks like they're going to come hands up in a zone type look.
Like a 1-3-1 type zone there.
Rosengarten off the handle. He drives in the middle of the lane. He's fouled on the floor and will go to the line for a pair.
Now that would have went in. That would have been a decision on the referee there. Do you count that, or do you say that's on the floor before the shot?
We see our winner quality meets replay here.
Yeah, I think that was before the shot.
Yep, I agree there. And it will be a double bonus. Yeah. So huge free throw. Here's Rosengarten. Cans the first one. Eli Rosengarten, the senior.
So they would have counted that if it would have gone in, because they're giving him 2 shots.
Nate Meyer checks the ball game. If I'm Botkins, I'm not calling a timeout off a miss here. Rosengarten, no good. Huker, and Sean Powell wants a timeout. That is, in my opinion, Ron, very risky here. I had a coach, my JV coach in high school, didn't really like to call timeouts. It just depends by coach to try to take the momentum and maybe get a shot up the floor here. There's 3.9 seconds remaining. What do you think Botkins is going to do here?
Well, I think that is the correct move, calling timeout with a young team. You want them to know what you want them to do, and it's up to them to execute it. And they've got the length of the floor to go with 3.9 seconds. They've added 0.4 seconds to it. So you can get a pass off, and basically the inbounds pass and another pass, and you'll have the ball at the other end of the floor. The other thing they can do, they have 1 timeout left, so they could throw it to half court and call a quick timeout and do an inbounds play from half court. A lot of teams have a play for that they practice during the week.
And my reason I was surprised they called a timeout is they've struggled to inbound the ball. They've kind of struggled to inbound the ball here in the fourth quarter a little bit here, and now they got to go the length of the floor in 3.9 seconds here.
Right.
And I thought Loramie's pressure's been good. That's why I was surprised with the timeout here. But we're coming with a photo finish, maybe some free basketball here. And Loramie's kind of playing soft here.
Yeah.
St. Paul up the floor. Paul for the winner. Half-court line. It's good! St. Paul with the game winner! St. Paul from 40 feet out wins the ball game for the Botkins Trojans. What a finish! Oh my gosh, off the bank board, St. Paul wins the ball game. What a finish.
Yeah, it's one. You can't blame anybody for that. He shouldn't make a shot from there, but he did. He banked it in. That's what happened.
Oh, wow. What a finish. The bank is open in Loramie tonight. What an end to that ball game.
We're going to see they were a little soft, and you don't expect you have to guard a guy when he just crosses half court. He's at the volleyball line, and he banks it in.
And we're going to go to commercial break and come back with the final stats. Our final, Botkins 60, Fort Loramie 57.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Minster Dental Care continues to offer advanced dental technology in a state-of-the-art facility. Our professional team offers experience in general dentistry and orthodontics, including services such as CEREC and wireline orthodontics. Board-certified pediatric dentist Dr. Philip Slonkowski ensures our littlest patients have a positive, safe, and a comfortable experience. We are unconditionally committed to excellence in everything we do.
Trust us! NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us! For over 150 years, Cargill has been helping people be successful worldwide. Cargill has always done business responsibly and in a way that makes us proud. Whether it is educating farmers in India or providing bikes to students with perfect attendance right here at home, Cargill is helping people thrive. The Sydney plant is just one piece of a global company that provides employment for hundreds of thousands, food for the world, and support for thousands of businesses. Be a part of something great at cargill.com.
And we are back here from Fort Loramie High School, and as you see, Zane Paul calls game and bank with a game-winning three. Botkins led by as much as 20. Loramie came back, took the lead briefly at a tie ball game, and Zane Paul comes down with a huge game winner for Botkins to get the win over Fort Loramie. Here with the final stats, Ron Caruze.
For Botkins from the field, they were 21 of 36, 19 of 49 were the Redskins, 9 of 16 from the three-point line for Botkins. Redskins shot 15 threes, made 6 from the foul line, 9 of 11 for Botkins, which is above their average, and 13 of 16 for the Redskins, which is also above their yearly average. And for the rebounding battle, that went to the Redskins 25 to 19. Turnovers 12 for the Trojans and 9 for the Redskins. So we saw a really exciting game here tonight, Brandon, with different styles of basketball. I think Loramie used their experience there in the fourth quarter and came back on them and almost pulled off not the upset, but almost pulled the game out after being down by 20 at one time.
Yeah, just a great game, and it'd be a shame if we'd give the player of the game to someone else but Zane Paul, game winner. But not only that, team leading 21 points tonight. Spencer Huker and Jaden Wendell, also they combined for about probably 90% of the scoring there, Ron. Just a great overall game played by both teams. Loramie showed a great response, being back down 20 early, and this is the statement win that Botkins has been waiting for, and it came maybe earlier than they expected. And what a game tonight, and Botkins made a statement that should be looked at by every team in the area.
Yeah, they raised their record to 4-6 overall, 2-4 in the Shelby County League, and for Loramie, they fall to 3-4 overall and 1-3 in the Shelby County League.
And that'll do it for us tonight. Our final score here from Botkins is 60-57 on a St. Paul game winner. Our director, Bryce Hamerick, is assisted by Rodney Hardings. On camera, we have Ian Bollheimer, Patrick Tuller, Wes Temple, and our announcers is Brandon Coderman and Ron Cruzy. And we are signing off. Good night from Fort Loramie High School.